Hello again, everyone. We are Gaming by Gaslight, and welcome back to Starbound Frackin Universe. When we last left off, we were doing a bit more exploring, a bit of sciencey stuff, and as we come back, I'm just cleaning up my inventory a bit more. Anyway, moving on. Let's go explore the world. I mean, we'll just go get some meat, and then we'll chuck it in the old extractor. So let's go. I mean, I do wear glasses, just a random thought in case you happen to be curious about me in that sense. But that's just because I spent so much time reading as a child, apparently. Or at least that's what the optometrists told me. Yeah, my vision has, become such that I am not good at seeing things that are far away. Which I guess makes a certain amount of sense. If you have your nose pressed up into a book your entire life, your eyeballs will come to the conclusion that you don't really need to see those things that are far away. Someday, maybe, if I had the money, I would... Ooh, we're flying. Is that just a weird, semi-invisible effect of the planet here? Also, this guy is much stronger than most of the guys we fought before, and this is a Florin who kind of looked like he was dressed up as some kind of Florin warrior person. This is also definitely... 99% certain that this is some kind of Frackin Universe thing. What's this? They want you gone, huh? Who's they? What's the word, my good friend? Why are we so light and bubbly when I'm pretty sure this is a relatively big-sized planet? In fact, just to test this, was I bouncing like this when I was over here? I don't think I was. Yeah, like it's as I get close here. Yeah, you can sort of see it. It's a bit hard to see, but you can kind of see me like coming down a bit harder on that side. Like over here, we got this whole floating thing going on here. Alright, at least I think. I might just be seeing what I want to see here, but we're kind of bouncy and flibbity-flubbity and so on and so forth. In fact, you know what? This dungeon kind of makes me think of... That wasn't quite what I wanted to do, I just wanted to scan it. Ow! You will never leave. This kind of reminds me of actually an avian dungeon, except rather than being sort of like a Mayan-Catech sort of vibe here, it's, kind of, oh dear, kind of, hyper-futuristic-y, which is pretty cool. Let's zoom out so we can get a better scale of what we're dealing with here. Intriguing. I also like the kind of background we've got here. Like, it's all dark, and we've got the trees and the ominous stuff going on in the distance. And it kind of makes me think a little bit of the solar eclipse event in Terraria. Which, speaking of... what would be really nice to see in Starbound would be just the kind of like random raids, like just random events. I've heard people suggest such things before, and I kind of hope the Chucklefish team agrees that just random things happening on planets would be nice. And I guess also following up with that, like just the idea of maybe having... 'Cause there's a pretty good variety of just random things that can happen, at least when it comes to the randomly generated quests and the like. That can happen on planets, but it would be nice, I think, if maybe it were possible, that could have been dangerous, to yeah, to have like things similar to the Goblin raids or the Pirate invasion or so on and so forth, which just random things, and sort of like the early access kind of bosses where they were just kind of, they were like you summon them, sort of like the Terraria bosses. I think that'd be pretty nice. I'm also thinking this is a nice place. It's very spacious. We could turn this into our personal home/lab. And as you may recall, I said I kind of wanted to using spawn item commands to get like the perfect, like once we find the perfect world, to add in... I feel like this is going to explode on me at some point, by the way. But to add in some kind of a thing that would, or spawn in like the Apex Science Tower except, again, underground, and then have, like, some kind of sciencey lab on the surface as well. We have some scientist pants. That's always good. In fact, I'm pretty sure one of the missions we can get... You know what? Now that I think about it, this isn't one of the dungeons that was removed during early access, was it? Because there's something that feels familiar about this. I can't quite place my finger on about this design. That just, it seems like really familiar. But I can't place where I know it from. You know? Like these pits and the science-y stuff going on here and just... I don't know. And there's another science outfit. Nice. I don't know. There's just something about it. It just seems so... You know what? I don't like this inefficiency here. I'm gonna... You know what? Maybe we will make this into our home. And if so, we'll clean things up and kind of make it into our own place. Our own personal, private playground of science. Science and wonderment. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Haha! You fell to your death. Except you didn't die. Goddamn zombie glitch. That's the last thing you need. Glitch are bad enough, but once they start zombieing it up, then all bets are off. You don't even take damage, do you? When you fall into those. Totally unfair, sir. Totally unfair. Anyway, but yeah, maybe this would be a good place to build our home. I mean, the world we're on so far, it's pretty cool. We haven't gone insane yet. Bunch of do not enter signs. I don't know, like there is, like I am sure, because I used to watch a bunch of Let's Plays, oh god, of Starbound before I eventually picked it up. Just last year, in fact. Just last year? Yeah, just last year. And pretty much towards the end of the early access cycle, but I followed it for years before that. And in fact, I probably wouldn't have even picked the game up if it wasn't for this channel. Because, generally speaking, before I started this channel, I was very, reluctant, I guess, to I guess, risk playing early access games. Just not so much because I didn't believe that, or not so much that I did believe, rather, that early access games were a scam, or that, you know, they'd never be completed or anything like that, but just mostly because I figured to myself, if they are good, then they will eventually launch proper, like, anyway, and, you know, then I'll be able to enjoy them then. But once I started the channel, I figured to myself, well, early access games, you know, there's probably a lot of people who feel the same way as I do, and are a bit hesitant to buy into early access, but want to, you know, see these games, and thus, I started taking some risks with early access. Components of this light. Oh, it's a light. Anyway, and that's the story of how I started, taking risks on early access games. Not big risks. Either, really, when you think about it, but some risks. But anyway, this dungeon, getting back to the point, it seems really familiar, and I kind of like... We'd have to do some work with this, because the whole design, it's not quite perfect. It's not quite sciencey enough. Actually, yeah. I mean, by that I mean, I think we'd want to actually expand the whole, like, glassed off areas a bit. Except design them so that we could use them for experiments, so that we could store liquid in them. And from that liquid, you know, we could then run experiments, you know, stuff like some kind of wiring system so that we could fill things. And then deep water stim, huh? So we could fill, like, those tanks with different fluids. Oh, cool. Mining laser, gotcha. Nanofabricator, nothing digs like a hole, upgrade it, blah 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 blah. Hello, sir. But anyway, yeah, getting to the thing. Like, we could have, like, fusion tanks, I guess is what I'd call it. You know, you have these, like, little tanks that are supporting, like, aether and liquid iron and all the other crazy fluids that are in this mod, and just in the base game, and then sort of have some kind of wiring system where, you know, we pull different levers, and that allows different fluids to then fall down into some kind of, like, a mixing pot below, and then we see what happens when they come together. That is rather large. I'm going to take you with me, Mr. Statue. Oh no, can I take Mr. I can't take Mr. Statue. That's disappointing. I don't really want it to break. I'm going to take one block so that we can possibly replicate it later. An Aether dust pillar, you say? Ah, what the hell, we'll take everything with us. Why not? Why not? We've got the room, we've got the time. But anyway, yeah, does that sound like a cool idea? Because I mean, I figure part of science involves chemistry and mixing stuff together, and, you know, well, and the game explicitly tells us that there are things that we can see happen if we mix different... I'm kind of scared that if I break this, the statue's just going to disappear forever. Oh, no. No, it's starting to move. It's doing something. Well, I hope we get to keep the statue. That'll be pretty fun. Of course, then again, if we make this our home, then tearing all this down is kind of stupid. Is this going to break? I mean, it's wriggling. It's wriggling. But, is it breaking? Am I seeing, like, cracks forming on it? Is that just... Or is that just the detail of the statue? I don't know. You know what? I don't want... break it, I guess. Ah, what the hell? We'll leave it there. That's cool. That's a thing. And we spent a whole bunch of time on that little, on that tiny little... Hello. Oh! Oh, cool! All the cool stuff here. Bone Dragon controller, our mechs, Pirate Pete's vehicle stash, all the good stuff from various mods we've seen before. Oh, that is cool. There's a cool dungeon. Well, you know, sort of micro dungeony thing. You know what? Oh, oh my. And what's going on over here? We have a whole bunch of bandits hanging out in some kind of other science post. Bam. Bam. Die, you horrible, horrible bandit people. Could you stop shooting me? That would be nice. Yeah, just kind of... I'll poke you until you stop. And if you think you can kill me... I mean, better men and women and... You know, random and not so random... futuristic sci-fi genders of people have tried to take me down and they have all failed. I am still here, and they are not, so... Yeah. Well, this is pretty cool looking. This is all very cool looking indeed. You know what? I like this world. It gets very dark at night, but I like it. Also, so far, no insanity. Oh my goodness. Supper, huh? You know, these don't all look like Florins. There's an avian in there. Actually, is it 2 avians and a Florin? Huh. Intriguing. Or possibly the other way around, 2 Florins and an avian. What is up with these statues? These big guys with these tiny little heads. I don't know what to make of that. It's interesting. Or weird sciencey... Ow! Oh god, what did I do? I touched something radioactive. Pretty plasteel, frustrated, signal's too faint. What is this? Tubes transport a nutrient aerosol for growing plants indoors. Puzzled or disappointed, hardware sensors are insufficient. Frustrated. Oh. What is this? What am I looking at exactly here? I'll just dig my way in. That'll teach you. Hello? I mean, I got hit by radiation for a split second there. Yeah. Devil? Alright, let experiment time. Alright, so touching it is what's causing this. Why? Is there some kind of gas in the air? That sounded like something splashing in the water. Now, I recall there's apparently, like, gases or something in this game. I don't know. If I were to chuck some kind of liquid at this, which I naturally don't have on me, would I discover... I am confused. Oh, and it's you. This is an interesting planet. Well, of interesting things. What is this? Corvex is a sort of lab miracle, is it? You guys, like, stop that? Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's, like, random, there's some kind of weird radioactive material over there. Stop that. There you go. Like I said, better men than you have tried to kill me, sir. They have all failed, and they are no longer here. I've somehow managed to not pick up any meat. That is rather unfortunate. What is this? Korvax Sprout. So we do want to keep this, because Sale told me that it is something of value and general use to me. I'll take that. There is a tree. Trees are nice. It is dark. It's actually very dark at night on this planet. Kind of wondering what's up with that. But so far, this has actually been an interesting world, and I would not be opposed, I don't think, to living on it. Would you guys, not do that? And this is definitely this is truly a terrifying world indeed. And thus, I'm gonna hide in my little ship here. I like this. This is a really big tree. This makes me want to actually maybe make this our home world. I'm not going to just plop anything down just yet. I'm probably going to put down a flag so we can find this place again. But I like it. And if I knew the name of... I'm wondering still what was going on with this. And if I need anything special to pick up radioactive gases or some such. Or is it just the item itself that was radioactive? I'm not entirely sure. What I do know is that this was a very hostile area. And that we're probably going to suffer death and despair at least a few more times. There we go. Don't do it. Don't do it, Mr. Monster. Oh god, it's coming back! Die! Die! Die and die one more time. You're damn right. I'm not the one who's going down. Not this time. I've gone down to... Ow, ow, ow. Go away, shadow pup thingamabob. You know what? Let's open our inventory. Our inventory and our hearts as we throw spears at this thing. In the name of peace, love, and the murder of not-so-innocent wildlife. Good. Alright. What do we got? A wooden sink. I mean, you can't have too many wooden sinks. Got some more bio samples. That's always good. You can always use some of those. It is a big drop here. It is a long drop that will hopefully not end in a sudden stop. But yeah, there's a lot going on this planet, which I like. And so far, I mean, aside from the fact that it's like black as, the pits of hell at night, this is actually not a bad planet. And I could see it becoming our home. And we could have all kinds of fun and adventure on this world. Actually, you know what? A thought also occurs to me. If there are toxic fumes and gases and... Oh, God. Aren't you a... That looked kind of familiar. What is this? Discovered a collar. Ooh, cool. Ow. It's funny that the Pokemon... and that killed me. It's intriguing to think that the one Pokemon we encounter is the one that... Can we fly? There we go. I believe I can fly. There we go. As we kind of... And I figure, at this point, we could probably, we should probably zoom out. Because again, the view is a bit too close for comfort, so let's, zoom on out, see where things... There's something glowing over there that we'll want to pick up. And in fact, we should probably go explore the dark part of this world. Because there's probably still more exciting items to pick up. Actually, you know what? We're not really missing anything by continuing to explore in this fashion. Well, aside from the monster that killed us previously. Ow. No. No, this is actually a very dangerous planet. This is the most dangerous planet I can recall us visiting to date, where the life forms on it are actually capable of proving something of a challenge. So, that's good. Also kind of scary. But I think what we're going to do now is just dive into the bowels of hell. And, with any luck, that'll work out for us. And nothing new as of yet, as far as materials are concerned. I also apparently cannot talk. as occasionally ends up being the case. Numbrite ore, huh? It sounds like something that would be pretty useful. And also pretty scary. But anyway, we will just... ooh. Oh my. The Crimson. Nope. No. Where'd you go? I did not invite you here. You are not welcome in this place. What is this? Bloodstone, you say? This is again one of those things I'm kind of wondering if it was originally in vanilla and then got taken out. Taken out is the correct grammatical way of saying that. Quietus ore, you say? Something I can craft. Bloodstone, solarium ore, quietus, you say? Interesting. And quietus ore, not quietus bars? Interesting, interesting. There is much to be learned still in this game, as you can imagine. And we've got a long way to go. This looks like something of some use. Yeah, there... Oh, what's this? Quietus ore. Emperor blade. Quietus is useful for smooth, exceptionally sleek weapons and armor. Do not, however, get in any cuts due to toxins or something. It said something to that effect. Didn't quite read it entirely there. My goodness. What hell have we found ourselves wandering into? Some kind of hell is the answer. Probably not. And again, oh, gross. Bloody poop. I don't want to have anything to do with a bloody poop monster. That is disgusting. That is absolutely vile and foul, and I want nothing to do with it, good sir. Nothing at all. Anyway, as we continue diving into the bowels of hell here in the hopes of finding something cool, which I would dare say we have indeed found a plethora of cool things, and I'm still not really flopping lanterns, and by lanterns I mean torches, as much as I could be. And in fact, these torches really don't seem to be doing the job, do they? It is all downhill from here, my friends. And by downhill, I mean... No, we're just going to keep on diving. There is whatever the hell this is. Ascabulb. Intriguing. My goodness. There's just so much to do in this mod. And I think, probably after our explorations here, we'll eventually go back... Oh, dear goodness. We'll eventually go back to doing some more science, but before we do that, let's kind of explore the horrifying underworld that exists here and see what kind of rare and powerful stuff we might find as we also start running into flesh. I mean, you know what? I said that this wouldn't be a nice world to make into our home. This actually seems like a terrible, terrible place to make a home. It is full of vile, evil things. But then again, as long as we don't go underground, we won't encounter those vile, evil things, so we're probably good. I mean, just getting some flesh. I mean, this is meat. Maybe this will... Wow, that is a nice, nice bit of solarium ore there. Yeah, I mean, basically, if I remember my Starbound or my Terraria or basically any such game, as long as we keep going deep into the bowels of the earth, we will find all the good treasure. And probably some things we don't want to find. Like, for instance, it's gotten incredibly quiet down here. Intestine whip. You. Gross. Disgusting. Rotting flesh, you say. Well, that's not really surprising, considering circumstances. But why has it gotten so quiet down here? Is this foretelling my approaching demise? I'm hoping the answer is no, but in my heart, I know that this is where I shall die, in this dark and horrible place where the sun has never shined. And also on that note, I think it is time to wrap things up here, so as we go after this pinkish, purpley moon rock, which is in the bowels of the earth for some inexplicable reason, and could possibly summon Urkius ghosts if we're not careful, I will say thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed it, or maybe leave a comment to let me know what you're thinking, and I will see you all in the next video.